What is going on, everybody? I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today we're going to be doing a Q&A session, question and answers. The subject will be about music and my new album. So let's get right into it. So question 1 says, can you tell us about your musical journey and how you got started in electronic music? So I pretty much got started in electronic music back in middle school and high school. So I've loved music my whole life, listened to a whole bunch of music. But when I got a PSP, I was able to download MP3 files onto the PSP. So that's how I found out kind of about, I downloaded like Daft Punk, Deadmau5, and then later I found UKF dubstep on YouTube. And then in high school, middle school and high school, I was really into producers like Blue and Exile. I was really into Odd Future, Young Lean, the Sad Boys, Gravity Boys, all that good stuff. So that plus a lot of other music from video games that really got me at the beginning of my journey. So that's number 1. Question number 2. Atlanta has a rich musical history. How has the city and its culture influenced your music and style? So for this, I would definitely say, living in Atlanta and living around the Atlanta area, you're exposed to all different types of rap, hip hop. More recently you have like the plug music, trap music, electronic trap or festival trap, anything with a lot of bass, 808s. When I was in college, Migos, they were hitting their big stride. I feel like all those music, even like Outkast, Goody Mob, all that music kind of influences me. And I feel like one way that it influences me is it makes me more focused on bass and drums and programming drums. You got to make it hit, you got to make it slap. So that's kind of like one piece that I took from Atlanta and Atlanta's culture. Question number 3. What are some of your musical influences both within the electronic music genre and outside of it? So I'll just give you a list of artists. Obviously this isn't everybody because I listen to a lot of music, but here's a couple. So some of my musical influences are Geneva Jacuzzi, Skrillex, The Whittler, Turnian Sound, Arca, Frank Zappa, James Brown, just to name a couple of them. Question number 4. Could you describe the creative process behind your latest track or album and the inspiration behind it? The latest album that I'm working on is called Space Royalty. The creative process behind how I make all the tracks, first I start with the beats and I'll just do a session making the beat. And then later I'll just make a bunch of beats, and then whenever I feel like it, I'll go into the beat to record vocals. Once I have the beat open and I'm recording vocals, what I'll do is normally freestyle and write vocals at the same time, write lyrics. So I'll just kind of come up with melodies, lyrics, a hook, a chorus, a verse, try to do all that. And then I'll do another session where I come back and add ad-libs, special effects, and then mix and master. So that's the process for how I make the album. A lot of it is all improv at first, just to get something down. As far as inspiration behind it, while I was making some of these songs, I just kind of imagined space and I imagined different planets. So each song would be a different planet, a different emotion. And on each of these planets, there would be different creatures or beings that live on the planet. So that's kind of my rough idea for how I came up with it. Question number 5. Atlanta's music scene is diverse. How do you see yourself contributing to the electronic music scene in the city? So I would definitely say I'm a very positive person, a very kind of happy-go-lucky person. And I think the way that I contribute to the music scene in Atlanta is being a bit of a wild card. So I would do DJ sets at, Reverie, Astoria, and I would just play a crazy selection of tracks, always trying to play what I like, but also put other people on to rare and obscure digital tracks that they may not have heard. The way that I contribute to the music scene too is, working with new artists, helping new artists with mixing and mastering. And I feel like I just like being involved with people and with music. So I give myself fully and just work with people if it feels good to me. Question number 6. How has technology shaped your approach to producing electronic music, and what hardware or software do you prefer to use? So I would say when I first started making music in Ableton, I just played around with every audio effect, every variable, every knob, turning things off and on. And I would say just experimenting with the technology, the software or hardware, is how I came up with a lot of ideas and just learned how to experiment with signal path and signal routing. In terms of hardware or software, I use Ableton for just about everything. I collect a whole bunch of plugins for mixing, mastering, some sounds, but mainly everything I do is in Ableton. But I do have a Roland SEO2 boutique synthesizer, Roland SP404A. I have a keyboard over here that I use. So all of the musical ideas I do create with the keyboard, just a 49 key keyboard. But everything else is pretty much in Ableton. Question number 7. Collaborations can be a significant part of the music industry. Have you worked with other local artists? And if so, how did those collaborations come about? So all of these collaborations have happened just because they were my friends and we just talked about it either in person or through text message. But some of the artists that I've collabed with, it was Booth Lord for our song South Station 8330. I did an EP with Popstar Benny. Big shout out to Popstar Benny. I've also worked with the local group Fairies for a little bit of mixing and mastering, mainly mastering, and also Aisha. Coming up on the new album, I do have one song produced by Blackie Tom. So big shout out to Blackie Tom and go check out his work too. Question number 8. Live performances are a crucial aspect of electronic music. Can you share your experience playing in Atlanta or at other venues? The first show that I ever did was at the end, it was around end of 2015, beginning of 2016 over at iDrum, and I opened up for an artist called Oshiak. Go check out Oshiak, it's really good stuff. Basically from around 2016 to 2020, I did a lot of live performances. I would do live performances and DJ sets. I would do a DJ set at an art show, 97 Astoria, Reverie. I would do live performances at Mammal Gallery, at the Cleaners, Rowdy Dowdy, just to name a few. But around the time of 2020 when the pandemic happened, I was still DJing a little bit, but I just kind of focused more on production and mixing and mastering and writing songs during that time. But I also, last year, I did a show at Brain World 1. So go check out Brain World. It's a really big up-and-coming electronic music event group, so check them out. Question number 9. What do you hope your listeners take away from your music, both in terms of emotions and messages? So in terms of emotions, I try to make songs. Imagine if you have an album, well, one song would relate to each emotion. So maybe it's, feeling like you won, feeling happy, feeling peaceful, or maybe feeling sad, feeling angry, upset. So I channel all these emotions into my songs, and maybe one of them will speak to you. And as far as the message, I guess my message has always been to be creative, keep making art, never give up, always follow your dreams, and just be kind and show love to people, because that's what it's all about. So my message would just be try to abandon the old way of doing things, which is negativity, anger, strife, conflict, and let's level up. That's what it's all about. Question number 10. What's on the horizon for your music career? Any upcoming projects or goals you'd like to share with your fans in Atlanta and beyond? So coming up for my music career, right now I'm working on the new album Space Royalty. I've been making some of these content pieces to promote this new album. It'll be between 20 to 30 songs, maybe with some bonus songs. And all of these songs were made between 2022 and 2024, present day 2024. So I'm really just gonna work super hard on this album and make the best quality and just put it out for everybody on streaming and Bandcamp. The other thing I'd like to share with my fans is I want to do more DJ sets and do more live performances once I finish this album. I'm definitely looking for a booking around Atlanta, and one day my dream is to do a tour through the US. Start with maybe a local Southeast tour, but then I want to tour the whole US and then someday do an international tour. So hopefully we can make that happen with all of your support. I want to say big thank you, big shout out to all my friends and family for this video. This has been a question and answer video with Dylan Elliott. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all learned a little bit about myself. If you want to learn more, you can always message me or comment below for more questions. Peace out.